Do you hear the church bells? Perfect timing. Hi, everybody. Welcome to 1111 True Crime. We're going to be talking about Jay Slater. And not only Jay Slater, but anytime we dig into a case, we learn so much about the actual reason, the atmosphere, who's involved, how big it is, and it affects a change no matter what when the world pays attention and focuses onto an area. And even if we go off in little random tangents and rabbit holes that lead us into other crimes, and those are exposed, it all boils down to awareness, because the victim is already gone. There's no way to bring them back. There's no true justice. You can't take a life and then sit for 10 years in jail or in prison and it's all good. We all know that. So today we're going to be not only talking about Jay Slater and a witness that is claiming to be at the energy with Jay, even to have spoken with Jay, that Jay left much earlier at Papagayo's. And we're going to be talking about some very important people. Well, a very important person, a VIP, if you will, of a government level that just got busted for human trafficking. Hello, what? Let's see, what else do we have? Oh, we have a big bombshell. So, for all those out there that go, why do we keep going over the same thing? Well, thank golly we do. Because I want you to keep in mind that we've been told by several witnesses, right, that two men carried off Jay, or that he left with two men. And the seed's been planted that it's Ahab and that it's Rocky. But we've never heard anybody say, I saw Jay leave with Ahab and Rocky, including Lucy, who allegedly knows Ahab. So she said, I believe she didn't know this person. So I began to think about this. Because what I'm about to show you from the Daily Mail and what happened to the reporters that we just blew by like it was nothing important, that now matters greatly, is going to tell us so much. Like, I was like, jaw on the table, on the desk. I was like, I felt like hitting go. Let's go live. So, lot to go over. We're an interactive live chat, which means I'll bring up a few comments and we'll interact with our live audience. And so I ask you, if you're on replay, please leave your comments down below. I get a lot, and I watch and see the conversations. It's become like its own Reddit, right? And I try to read as many as I can. So if I've read yours, you have a heart. I'm just not able to spend 4 to 5 hours a day any longer to type. But if you say you love me, I want you to know that's what my heart means, is that I read this and I love you. It doesn't necessarily mean I agreed with it, but I'm reading it. I'm understanding it. And you just never know. It's playing a bigger part. There are times when information comes from your posted comment. I just spit on myself. Hold on. Let me wipe the drool off my chin. Let's just get into it. Let's say hello to a few people, starting with Rach, not that Rach. Thank you for modding. And we've got Debbie Gazzardo. I saw Jennifer Swain, who may or may not be able to make this time frame. So we are looking at time frame adjustments. Last week we did the really late at night for me, but super early for the UK, and we'll see how that compares at the end of the week. But our times are changing, so I want you to do me a favor real quick before we get into all of this that I have over here on the whiteboard to share with you, which, let's get real, there's a lot to go over. That being said, I want you to do me the kind favor of, if you think you're already subscribing to my channel, check it. Because it's been reported that YouTube is having a unsubscribe issue running through their system. And quite a few people emailed me this past week. I have something tickling my back. It's alive. I don't edit. One of my own hairs. Okay. I'm all gross today, spitting and hairy. But seriously, they emailed me and said, I thought I was subscribed this whole time. And I know I was, but I wasn't even subscribed. I had to resubscribe. So please check that. And if you're not subscribed, why not? Get comfortable. I am. I got to sit Indian style, of course. And get your blankie, get ready. We're going to settle in. We got to get some serious stuff going on, right? And, hey, Paolo, Nazi, Haley, Kay, Maggie, Barbara. Good to see you all. Good to see everyone. Without further ado, this is the longest intro in the history of time. Let's jump over to PowerPoint. Let me adjust my camera. Y'all, we forgot our light. So, I'm going to do an interview with you like Lucy while I hook up my light. Okay? So, there we go. That was my impression of Lucy. All right. Just real quick, we're going to get into a few topics here. This kid right here in this photograph, we've all seen this picture. He's the one claiming that, and he claimed it early on, so, you know, we just missed it, or there was so much info, but he claimed early on that he not only saw Jay at the Energy Festival at Papagayo's, but that Jay talked to him, that they had a conversation, and that Jay left much earlier than he did, and that Jay's shirt, when he left, was no longer with Jay, but laying in the lost and found. That bothers me. Why would you even say that for any reason? Even if you're making up the story as you go and you're like, yeah, I saw the kid and da-da-da-da-da. Where would you come up with the shirts in the lost and found? And so that's what caught my eye about this. Let's take a look at him for just a minute. This is the dude. So you can see we've got a ton of stuff about him, what he said, and all that good stuff. But before we get into him, this is the older article. When Mail Online, so they go through this whole story about how the shady criminal underworld of Tenerife is rife with ruthless British drug dealers battling Italian mafia for control of drugs trade as they search for Jay continues, right? So this was back on July 8th of 2024, this year, of course. What I grabbed for the quote from the article, copy and pasted, says, when Mail Online found the club, two British men approached and asked, what do you need? Before reeling off a shopping list of rugs. You know, like that Joe Dirt moment where there's the guys naming off all the fireworks. What can I get you? What do you need? We got pink ladies. We got, you know, pumpkin pops. We got sugar pops. We got all kinds of Potter pops. We got it. You name it. What do you need? So that's nothing new. That happens all the time in Tenerife. You hear about the tourists stating that they're approached and asked, what can we get you? But it really rang out that two men, British men, approached them. Now wait till you find out where they were and where these two British men were from. And then think about how we've got Ahab in the mix and how we've got Jay being taken by two men, right? All right. Let's talk about that. We're going to come back to all this. former civil protection chief in Santa Cruz de Tenerife faces professional detention. And that sounds so minor. It's not. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about mass deaths from alcohol that happened in Laos, just because it's something I want to hit on. And then we've got some Hargreaves and Hiltons that just got busted. So we're going to talk about that. We have a lot to go over. Seriously. Let's get back over to PowerPoint. Are you ready for this? Take a deep breath. All right, we're going to start off. Where do you want to start? Let's get this Daily Mail done. Let's start with that. Let me click open the website. Hold on, we need the website. We're going to have to switch screens. And I just realized I didn't plug in the address. We're good to go. No, we're not. Now, remember, you guys, be patient with me. It is alive. I work hard for you guys and Jay. I really do. So if it doesn't go as planned, just remember, I have no editing. It's going to be small, but let's do this. Okay. Can you see it? You can see it. Alrighty-dighty. How the shady criminal underworld of Tenerife is rife with ruthless British drug dealers battling Italian mafia for control in the drugs trade as search for Jay Slater continues. And it's dated July 8th. So it goes on to talk about 3 weeks ago that Jay had went missing, and that there's this drug war, and that there was no sign of Jay since June 17th. I'm paraphrasing everything to get to where we need to go. Every summer, thousands of British tourists, mainly youngsters, head to the Sunshine Island to celebrate the end of their exams, drawn by a magnet of sandy beaches, vibrant nightclubs, and cheap alcohol, and even cheaper rugs. But beneath that seemingly innocent party scene, there is a bitter fight for control of the island's lucrative drug trade, with criminal gangs from Italy and the UK battling for supremacy in the supply of drugs in Costa Ade and in Playa de las Americas, where Jay was last seen. Okay. I always have a hard time saying this. The Ndrangheta is this long-standing mafia that have control of the island's narcotics, okay? They're Italian. And you can see it's all over the place. Remember all this? We remember all this. The helium balloons, all the flasks, the baggies, Veronica Strip. We get it. We get it. So it says gang experts have said in the past Italian organized crime groups are increasingly working with local criminals to bring rut-row reggae into Europe from Latin America. In other words, dandruff. Often using the Canary Islands as a staging post of illegal shipments. Now, this is nothing new to us. We know all this. Goes on talking about the way it works, which this is what I see Lucy and Brandon and them doing. But it says a trip along the historic seafront Veronica Strip and the popular party resort of Playa de las Americas throws you into a world of pubs, nightclubs, and cannabis bars, with street dealers pushing that substance, K, dandruff, and who knows what, thrown in for good measure. Dipping into their bum bags, the mainly young dealers who have been recruited by the Mr. Bigs pull out wraps of powders and pills, and the street is littered with these plastic little bags. Gangs from London, Manchester, and Liverpool have begun muscling in on the patch, long held by Italian crime gangs. who are now turning increasingly to property and construction. Pause right there. Anybody know anybody named Roman? Anybody know the name Chris TENERIFE? Held by Italian crime gangs who are now turning increasingly to property and construction to launder their money. And it's known that Jay, 19, spent time in the company of convicted rug dealer Ahab Quasium, quack quack, whispers Mr. Bakerman, or Pink Panther. An expat source on the island said, quote, "The big players are still the Italians when it comes to organized crime and money laundering." Romana. Is that Italian? I don't know. But now others are moving in, and there are a lot of British gangs, mainly from London, Liverpool, and Manchester. They know it makes sense, as most of the holiday makers are from Britain, so they can hone in on them, and it's a nice, easy transaction, and it makes them a lot of money. Quote, "It's getting really tribal on Veronica's, and it's not the sort of place you want to hang around too long at night. I won't let my daughter go there because it's a jungle." Organized crime expert Professor Anna Sergi says the feared Indrangheti, I can't say it right, Indrangheti, said to be considered one of the most powerful organized crime groups in the world, is the main mafia-type crime organization operating in southern Spain. It's really weird how then they feature Ahab, right? And the whole video here of watching Ahab look at the mountains. Then they show another picture of Ahab. And then they show Ahab in front of a picture of Potter. What is this journalist trying to say? Oh, let's go. Oh, now it's fully about Potter. Why show that? Why are they showing Potter? Ever asked that? I mean, why grab some random rapper, right, and throw him on here? And then go right to Jay. I'm just scrolling. Let's go back and let's just play the little movie. Ahab, and Potter with Ahab and his little posse, right? Potter posse. And right to Jay. How interesting. Okay, it goes all into the Indrangheti. And then it says one of the last men to see Jay before he vanished was Ahab Quasium, 31, who I heard he was 34, could be wrong, who drove the 19-year-old back to his Airbnb in the early hours of June 19th to a place that's non-existent. There is no Airbnb. Quasium was jailed for 9 years in 2015 for being the mastermind hold. The mastermind of an attempt to flood Wales with Class A drugs. A close friend of Quasium is Jamal, and I'm never going to say it right, Buspa, a drill rapper who goes by the name of Potter Paper, right? Then it goes into footage showing Jay dancing topless in Tenerife nightclub. Then it goes from Playa de las Americanas up to Masca up to Parque Rule de Tino. This all makes sense. So Potter, also known as Buspa was sentenced to 5 years in 2018 for running his own county line rug dealing network with East London, the area where he and Quizzium grew up, and I'm going to add the word together. He was involved with Lipswich Crown Court, was told was the Frankie line, which saw heroin and cracked dandruff leave London and be distributed through Clacton and Essex. I can't say that. Essex. There it goes. He now runs a popular cannabis store in Playa de les Americans called Potter's Garden. Well, it's really called Secret Garden, right? Before reeling off a shop. Oh, wait, I skipped it. Potter's Garden, Secret Garden, which sells multiple types of marijuana, which isn't technically legal. See, you're not supposed to sell it. It's supposed to be a place where you can smoke it, but I don't think you can legally sell it. But that's how they get away with it, by being members. But let's read on. When Mail Online found the club, so that's what they beeline to? Is Potter? Yep. They searched till they found the secret garden. Okay? When Mail Online found the club, 2 British men approached and asked, "What do you need?" Before reeling off a shopping list of rugs. Not everyone in Tenerife is happy with his success. And then it goes on to the whole how they got broken into. And it says not everyone. Okay, a video post online, which I've showed y'all that, in May shows Potter's Garden. Okay, so it was May. I said March, so correction. In May, so the month before Jay arrives in June, a video posted online in May shows Potter's Garden being broken into by a rival gang. Buspa's awards were ripped off the walls and windows smashed. The clip shows an intruder in the cafe saying, "We are live. We got your effing plaques. P." Then the camera pans to show a cabinet of mobile telephones and rug paraphernalia, with a male voice adding, yeah, take all the pre-rolls, take all the effing weed as well. I'm taking the PS5 as well, you P. Thought you could do bad boy. May, showman live. Then it goes back to Jay, and then it goes to the blanket photo, right? So we've solved the case right here on this page. Y'all, I'm telling you, this is crazy. Then it goes to Lucy, right? All of a sudden now Lucy's in it. So I'll let you read the rest of this. A website called Weed Tenerife highlights the best clubs on the island. I bet it does. What happened to Jay 3 weeks ago remains a mystery, but his family believe rugs are a worrying aspect of the affair. And how could they not? Look at Jay's off his face. And his case highlights the darker side of the island's nightlife. Okay, you guys, let's switch back over to PowerPoint. How do I do it? Maybe that button? Maybe that button. I got it. How do you feel about that one? Hey, electric paramedic. What's going on? Electric paramedic says it is just for views now. This, I think, time better spent with wax or streamline. Here it's become for clout, in my opinion. Well, how interesting. Isn't it weird how certain people get triggered when we expose true crime? I'm telling you, I just read you a news article. I didn't make that up. I didn't write that article. I wasn't there in Tenerife. I just read somebody else's story that allegedly had this happen. They didn't name any other club. We know Ahab has to do with Potter. If you have a problem with me doing my thing, then I want you gone. There's the door. I'm here to expose justice for Jay, not people please. If I was doing this for clout, I would be full-blown on Liam Payne, because that's where the clicks and the views are. So kiss my butt. Are you hacked? Because you've never acted like that before. Never. I would never do that, Electric. Never. I care about you. You've hurt my feelings. Unless you didn't say that. Am I misinterpreting that? Are you saying that to someone else? Please tell me you're saying that to someone else. Please. Because I just read your statement and maybe it's out of context. Well, it is out of context. Please email me. Because I would never do this for clicks and views. I worked for free for many years for Stephen Avery. Proof. I wasn't monetized. And in the end, I got monetized. I made $12 a month and my premium was $26 to be part of the partnership. So I don't do this for money. Now, I've worked for 6 years on true crime. I'm making enough to be able to do it full time. When I did Steve Avery, I worked a full-time job and worked every waking hour I had. I lost relationships over that case and never made a dime. Spent a fortune. It's a clone account. It's got to be. Electric Paramedic is awesome. Has never done me wrong. Never said anything like that. Now that's a new level of fuck me running. Sorry for swearing. To the real paramedic, I adore you, Electric Paramedic. I adore you. And I know you wouldn't say that. That's got to be somebody else. I'm just saying. Okay. It's true here. I don't play games. When I'm showing you this stuff, it's because there's a huge effing problem over there. It's not just Jay. If we don't show awareness of all this, how many youths will fall prey to this with no knowledge? My own children could have come to me and asked to go to Tenerife, and I would have said, absolutely. My son's into music. I would have been supportive and I would have said, here's your aloe vera. Okay? So we've got to stay on it. Okay. Eyes are watching. And that's good. That's good. Because we need to know that we're on the right track. So I just got triggered because that's the one thing that offends me the most is somebody to say for clicks and views, because I know and God knows how hard I work. All right. So you get what I'm saying, where that article led. So let's get over here to this dude. I twisted my knickers, man. That twisted my knickers. I'm sorry I went off on you. I didn't realize. No need to send me an email because Electric Paramedic has a new mail now. I don't even know what's going on. I don't care. Take a minute, yeah. I don't like it when trolls create some of my friends' accounts and come in and be all ugly. I would have. That was wild. It's not the real Electric. I know. I know now because I know my Electric wouldn't act like that. And unless they had like I know better. They're trying to now discredit us, like break us up as a team, and we're not going to do it. That's right. Keep up with fantastic work. On it, on it. Let's get over it. I got flustered. Whew. It's never boring. Okay. Woosa, woosa. Not going to lose my shite. Woosa, woosa. Not going to kick their arse. Right? Okay. Troll, tater tot. Here we go. This dude has claimed we are so going to be late for the next video, the next live. All right, we got to speed through this because there's important stuff. This dude is claiming all that I told you in the beginning, including that Jay Slater shirt was laying in the lost and found. Okay? So he makes these comments. Let me pull it front. Boom. This is what he says. We'll go by Harrison because that's all we got. I saw his top at the lost and found on the way out when the guy asked, did you see Jay? Whoops, I jumped page. All right. So he's making a claim to have seen Jay that way. But he also makes a claim that Jay left earlier than him. Nope, not that one. Hold on. This one. I saw Jay at NRG Raves, but he left before me. We did speak. This was posted on June 23rd. Okay? And he also answers these questions, or responds, I should say. Let me grab it. Were you with Jay? And he puts, yeah. So where is man? I don't know. He left well before me. So they all left the rave, right? They all leave Papagayos. Lucy says she left what? A little after 1:30 because she wanted to be alone. Okay. And then you have Brad's mom saying that her son left early, but Jay had other ideas, which was fine. So Brad's saying he left early. And now we have this guy saying Jay left early. So they leave all early. That's my point. But why would Jay's shirt be in the lost and found? He had dropped it a number of times. Could it be as easily as he dropped it, couldn't find it because they were leaving in a bustle? Or could it be that that explosion of whatever happened with this fight, Jay didn't have a shirt, it got left behind when whatever happened to Jay happened. Like, he had a hold of a shirt, but then Jay, something happens to Jay during this fight. Maybe he's stabbed by a cactus, and then he dropped his shirt, and they just whip it in the lost and found? I don't know. What in the world could this kid's shirt be in the lost and found? And maybe y'all are going to be like, you can buy that shirt everywhere. It's sold at every single store in Tenerife, and so it wasn't Jay's shirt. It's just so bizarre, though. Right? Right? Aw, Haley, thank you. Haley Hamilton says you're doing awesome work, Mama D. Thank you, Haley. I appreciate it. Sorry I went off on y'all. I'm real. I ain't fake here. Moo Cat Punky says, Maggie, email says it's all they've been hacked. Yep. They've been hacked. Damn. That's crazy. That hurt my feelings for a minute. Well, the troll got his wish because I adore Electric Paramedic, the real one. All right, let's get on to something else. Check this crap out. Let me grab the link. It's sleeting outside. Former civil protection chief in Santa Cruz de Tenerife faces provisional detention November 15th, 2024. Right. Let's get into this. Blah, blah, blah. The investigation court number of Santa Cruz de Tenerife, acting in a judicial capacity, has determined this Friday the provisional imprisonment communicated and without bail for Santiago Carlos Martin, the former head of civil protection of Santa Cruz de Tenerife, following his removal for the temporary position by the city council. According to the Communications Office of Superior Court of Justice of the Canary Islands, the TSJC, a statement has been recorded from him as a suspect after his arrest on Wednesday by the National Police on accusations of trafficking in human beings for servitude. Let me say that again. Head of Civil Protection of Santa Cruz de Tenerife is now a suspect by his own statements after his arrest on accusations of trafficking of human beings for servitude, aiding illegal immigration, and ongoing actual assault and harassment offenses. And you think that was a real Airbnb. Babylon. I call it Babylon. After this decision was made, the judicial authority has transferred the case to investigative court number 1 in La Laguna, which is managing an investigation that is currently under summary secrecy. Santiago Carlos Martin, who also represents blah, 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 disappeared in the Canary Islands. Had previously been investigated by the prosecutor's office for alleged harassment towards civil protection volunteers. Harassment of them. What? Is that why DTR ran like a little squealing pig out of the woods? Okay. He was removed from his position in 2019 when PSOE and CS took over control of the mayor's office of Santa Cruz de Tenerife, a role he regained with the return of CC to power. Well, there you go. Oh yeah, just had to finish it. Just had to read that for you. Seriously. I can't. All right, let's go to PowerPoint. Let me see. What do I need to shut off here? Oh, am I on PowerPoint? I am on PowerPoint. Lord. Too many buttons. Okay. Let's jump ahead. We're going to skip that. And we'll skip that. Okay, because we're running out of time, y'all. We got to get this done. Let's get into this. 11 people charged with a conspiracy to supply Class A rugs. November 30th, 2024. Do you see the names? I'm not going to read the long article. It doesn't matter. I'm curious about Joanne Hilton. Right. Where is Joanne Hilton? Right here. Joanne or Joanna Hilton, born January 12th, 1976, of Canada Street, Bolton. And I'm curious about this Christopher Hargreaves, of August 27th, 1986, of Stag Hills Road, Rosendale. I'm just curious. Should we check it out? Let me go over this time and show you the website. What am I doing wrong? I got to hook up the website. Hold on. Boom. We're there. Okay. 11 people. No thanks. This is by Joseph Tiemann, and at 13:33 is the time, so how interesting. All right, 11 people have been charged with 2 counts of conspiracy to supply Class A drugs. It follows an operation by Greater Manchester's Police Serious Organized Crime Group, which saw a series of warrants executed across region in July and November. Detectives have now secured the charges of 11 people, some of who face further drug-related charges. All right. Right there. Gannon and Thorpe and Brown were also charged with conspiracy to supply Class B drugs. So, are those names important? I don't know. I just thought I'd send it out to our 1111 True Crimers and see if anybody wants to look up and see how interesting these names are. Right? And a big shout out to Zoe. Okay, let's get back over here. So this guy, right? He has a ton of little videos from the rave. Let me go. Hold on. That's not going to work for me. I'm going to have to do it that way. Okay. He's got proof he was there. This is Papagayo's. So that's where he's claiming he was. He has several little TikTok videos. Let's mute this. Oh, we don't have to. So he has several little TikTok videos that say he was there and that shirt got lost. What are you guys thinking on all this? I know it's a lot in different directions. Mariah McDonald says the guy next to Jay looks just like Jay. All right, PowerPoint. That button. Oh, I got his face covered. Hold on. Let's do this. Let's copy it. What do we got? We got like just 2-3 minutes, y'all. And then we got to get off here because we've got another live. So if you want to dive deeper with us, you are welcome to do so. We are going to deep dive and do our after show, which is over on my second channel called 1111 Crime Story. And I will have pinned the link down below after the video is live. But while you're live, you can just use the thumbnail at the end of this video if you want to continue on over with me. We turn the lights down, we get our PJs on, and we take it down a notch. And we just have open discussions on everything Jay Slater at this point, because that's the case we're working. So, look at this dude. Does he not look so much like LK, so much like Jay? Like, this dude looks so much like Jay. Trisha says, yes, he does look a lot like Jay. Do we have the real email? Do we have the real electric? I sent you a mail, Mama. Look at the chat. And what the F? I don't get that. I would never write stuff like that. I hope you know that. I did, because I flipped. I adore you. So it hurt. I was like, what is going on? Then within a minute, I'm like, he's hacked. There's no way electric paramedic would write that kind of crap. Just saying, what a wild live. Welcome back, the real electric paramedic. That is sad when trolls are making fake accounts of your friends, of your 1111 True Crimers. There's a law against that in my world. All right, you guys. So, let's get over here one quick. We got a little quick thing. Just throw out 2 little things, and I got to get off here, or I won't be in my PJs. Bare knuckle fight, right? This is Brad's daddy. This is Mark Quinn. This is Brad's dad. Well, actually, not this guy. That's Brad. But jump over. So I bet those are bruises, because his daddy teaches and is all about this bare knuckle fight club. Yes, this is back from 2023, right? Over almost 2 years ago, because it was in January. But this isn't something you just do once in a while. This is a real thing. Okay, so I just want to throw that out there, that like father, like son, this is something that shows that Brad actually does do boxing. And the bruises I'm seeing are really bruises, but they're not from that time frame. They're at other times in his life because he boxes. So I needed to make that very clear. I knew what I was talking about. I actually had nurses on here, 1111 True Crime nurses, that were like, that is bruising. I'm like, I know. You're right. I'm like, I know we are. I know we are. All right. And then we got to hurry. We got to hurry. This is crazy. Somebody sent us this old snapshot, and it said, it was from a TikTok. They screenshot. The individual who goes by Johnny V is one of the two men Jay Slater was last seen with. And you guys, is this Rocky right here? It sure looks like Rocky to me. I could be wrong, but like a really young version of Rocky. A handsome lad, no matter what, but is he holding water? No, but he's got a gang sign, right? Got a gang sign already. I just want to show you that. And then we're going to end with this. Now, this has nothing to do with TENERIFE, but it has to do with that party atmosphere. And these people all went on to Laos, you know, so that they could enjoy their vacay. And these young'uns got in a bar and this Airbnb place. And sure enough, somebody decided to use methanol in the alcohol to make it stretch. And guess what? They kept doing it even after people were falling dead.
2 Australians, as we know, are among the dead. As Southeast Asia correspondent Lauren Day reports.
Police in Laos are continuing to investigate these suspected methanol poisonings, but it's clear that travellers themselves are doing their own investigations. I've been sent a series of now deleted Google reviews that show that in the days after people started falling violently ill, travellers were trying to warn each other about this unfolding situation and the hostel at the centre of this scandal. We now understand that all 6 of the people who died were staying at the Nana Backpackers hostel, and 8 staff members have now been detained. But before the first death was even made public, travellers were taking to Google reviews to try to tell each other about what was going on. One traveller wrote, "Don't go here. They have methanol in their drinks, and me and 3 others have been hospitalised because of this." Another wrote, "I stayed at this hostel for 5 days. Myself and friends were sick from consuming free vodka here." Some of the reviews were met with claims of slander from the hostel and were subsequently taken down. And we've now also learnt that the hostel continued to check people in even after 3 of its guests had died. One young traveller has told the ABC.
What? What?
That they also continue to offer free drinks even on the day that police had been to the hostel and questioned staff.
They had the free shots again and no one was touching any of the liquor on the second night. So I think at that point everyone sort of knew, okay, something's happening here. And we didn't party very hard on the second night because there was all these police around and we weren't sure, like, yeah, it was pretty quiet. Yeah, and it was just awful. Like, just hearing about it was not nice. And it sort of put a stain on what was, like, Laos actually quite a nice place. And yeah, it just wasn't a great experience.
As I mentioned, 8 staff members from the hostel have now been detained. They have not yet been charged, and the owner of the hostel has vehemently denied that the poison drinks came from his bar.
I'm at a loss for words, y'all. I'm at a complete loss for words. Even after 3 deaths had occurred, they continued to supply the methanol alcohol to more guests. And so for all of you out there that say these clubs won't cover shit up, you want to make a bet? I love you guys. I appreciate you. For those of you that are continuing over with me, I will see you on the other side by taking the magic carpet ride of that little thumbnail. Thank you incredibly so much for all your donations, your likes, your subscribes, and check that subscribe button. Make sure that's clicked. And if not, why not? You want to come back, right? All right. I love you guys. I will see you again very, very soon. Let me get our exiting. I don't know which one it is. Did I do it right? Love you guys. To the moon and back. The world will be reminded of what it already knows. 'Cause the days are gonna whisper and the months are gonna talk, until the years yell out the truth. Time will tell, time will tell.